If you're thinking about giving up on print on demand, there's probably a few specific reasons why, and I'm going to address them in this video and give you some solutions. I've experienced them myself, so I can say firsthand, I understand how difficult it can be to keep on with print on demand, but let's go over it together, come up with some examples, some ideas for how to get you further in your print on demand experience. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Kittl. This is just going to be you and me today. I wanted to take this time to address some concerns, some reasons around why you might want to quit or give up on print on demand. I've seen a lot of comments. I've heard a lot of stories. There can be a lot of different things that go into what might frustrate you with print on demand. And I've got 5 specific reasons why you might want to give up in print on demand. And we're going to go through each one of those. I have a lot of notes dedicated to each of these. So here are the 5. Lack of sales is probably the biggest one. Competition is too high. It takes too much time. So print on demand takes too much time. Totally understand. We're going to address that. Number 4, it's hard to make good looking designs. Well, obviously I've got some news for you for number 4. 5, your shop gets taken down. That's got to be the most frustrating of all of these. You know, I've seen a lot of people getting their listings taken down, their Etsy shop taken down, you know, their Amazon accounts suspended, you know, what have you. So we're going to address all of these one by one. Let's get into a lack of sales. So this is the most common reason that someone is going to give up on print on demand, I think, right? Because you're going to do all this work. You're going to set up this shop. You're going to, you know, set up an Etsy or an Amazon seller or something. You're going to put all this work into it, right? You're going to make some design. You're going to let it sit there and no sales, right? So I get it. Let me run through a few reasons you might not be making sales though, right? So one reason is that you're not jump starting the traffic. In other words, you have a poor marketing strategy. I'm not talking about ads, right? Probably the reason you started print on demand is because it's a low bar of entry. It's zero to little startup costs. I mean, maybe if you're on Etsy, you have the listing fees, but I'm not suggesting you have to like make ads and throw a ton of money on it. I'm talking about jump starting your traffic. The easiest effort, the lowest risk to bring traffic to your products to jump start the session on Etsy or Amazon would be social media. Try making a few good images of your product. Maybe you used Kittl to make mock-ups of the product if it's a shirt or a tote bag or something like that. And then you're going to use that same image across your Instagram, your Facebook, your Pinterest. And then maybe if you have a couple, you can make a nice carousel for TikTok, or maybe you can flash the slideshow of t-shirts or products or whatever one at a time in a video with a trending song or something for TikTok. That would be the easiest one. And I get it. Not everybody has a massive following. Okay. Not everybody has tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers that are going to immediately go buy stuff. But I think you would be surprised with how little followership it takes to purchase something if that person wants that thing, right? And I've seen this happen through new users, new print-on-demand shops from people that are using Kittl, for example. Just open up a social media, the Instagram profile, whatever is dedicated to that product or that shop, start listing things, slowly accumulates followers, but sales still happen, right? Because if you think about something like TikTok, which is very ethereal, very fast, very in your face through the feed, swipe, 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 you know, someone that wants that product that you're selling, that t-shirt design that's funny or niche, they're going to buy it and might not necessarily follow you because whatever they saw in the feed, whatever they saw on Instagram, in the algorithm or TikTok scrolling, it inspired them to buy, right? Whatever it is that you made in whatever niche, they wanted it, and they may not be there to follow you. Like they don't care about the rest of it. They just wanted that product. So think about that when you're thinking about your marketing strategy, because social is so easy. Pinterest as well. There's really nice pins of the product there, maybe with some text about the design that's on the pin. Another reason for a lack of sales is that the designs you're making just aren't very good, and we're going to get into that later, right? Making good looking designs is difficult. I had that as one of the common reasons someone might give up in print on demand. And making graphics is a struggle for a lot of people, and that's why we encourage you to use something like Kittl to help you design better, because we have templates, we have illustrations, we have amazing fonts, we have collaborators that are showing how to use Kittl, all of that. But I would argue in some instances that less is more in print on demand. Okay, so yes, super intense, graphic heavy shirts, really nice designs sell, but do you know what else sells really well? Just straight text on a t-shirt. You may be saying, well, I'm already doing that. I already knew that. I already searched this topic, this trend or whatever, and that's what I'm trying to do because it's the easiest, right? Text on a shirt. Why isn't that working? And that might be because you need to have the right font choice that matches the aesthetic of that topic or, niche or whatever. Or the quote you're using maybe is not quite right, or it's not good enough, or doesn't fit that niche, right? This is going to take some additional research for you to get the machine working, right? To get the cogs working. Again, this mindset has to be on supply and demand. It can't be on set it and forget it, right? You have to have demand for whatever you're going to supply. So you're going to have to do some research on this. Now, another reason for a lack of sales is that no one wants that specific product you're selling, or maybe more nuanced. Nobody wants that specific design on that product that you're selling. Now, you might be saying, well, because you might be saying, well, I'm selling t-shirts. Everybody wants t-shirts. More than just the product itself, you have to think about the use case for the design, the use case for the niche, the topic, the audience that you're selling to. Does that audience want that design on a t-shirt? Do they want it on a tote bag? Or would it be better to sell it on a notebook cover, right? So maybe the bigger question for you for why you're not making sales is that you just haven't done an audit on the niche or topic that you're trying to sell, or the audience that you're trying to sell to. And you really need to take some time to figure out the use cases of the products that someone wants without just kind of throwing up any and everything just because you think it looks cool or because you saw somebody else do it, right? Let's make an example, okay? So one example that I wrote down here is D&D. Right, so Dungeons and Dragons, for those of you that maybe don't know what that is, that's a very specific audience. That's a very specific kind of older tabletop game style. And most of you might be like, yeah, for nerds, right? That is the niche or whatever. But I'm one of those nerds. So, I could literally go pull my character sheets out for my last campaign and show you. But, okay, what did I just say? Okay, I said character sheet. That's a big part of D&D, right? Like making your character, selecting your class type, giving it a backstory, naming your character, right? So how do I take that concept and turn it into something that someone wants to buy on a shirt? Well, what if we take the class of the character or your favorite character and some base stats and whatever and put that on a shirt because people want to share their favorite character or like the class they always play or, the move they always do or the spell they always do. And we put that on a shirt. And if you take that a step further, what if you offered that as a personalized item or custom item on something like Etsy, right? Where you can just have, the class there that they could insert and they could like insert some basic stats in the text that person then is going to wear to their next session, or they're going to wear proudly to whatever event because they want people to know that they like that character or they like this aspect of the game. And then we can parse this idea even further and say, like, what are the most common quotes or sayings or facets or aspects about this class type or this character type in D&D, and we put those as sayings, maybe as just basic text on a shirt or a basic text and icon or basic text and illustration or something like that, right? So maybe it's the mage or the paladin or the rogue or the ranger, or maybe for a mage it's like, I don't care, I said cast fireball. I remember playing with some friends like a couple years back in a specific campaign, but I'll never forget because this one girl was playing as a ranger, half elf, just this whole crazy backstory, right? We liked to like roll for some parts of our backstory, but then fill in the gaps. And I don't know what it was about this character and the backstory of needing to smell everything right before touching it or picking it up or getting a chest or whatever it was. And so her always like common catchphrase, and no matter what scenario we were in, was can I smell check it? Can I roll to smell check or something like that? And I just thought that was so funny because it's so specific, but it's like you can like turn anything into a check, right? And I know I'm going really deep into this Dungeons and Dragons example, maybe too much so. You get the idea, like something like that someone values a lot, right? They could just put in you could make a personalized item on Etsy where they could like put in their favorite Dungeons and Dragons quote, but your thumbnail, your picture is like a really good design of a Dungeons and Dragons thing already, right? So the point here, the advice here is to make sure that you're trying to sell something that you know pretty well, at least to start, as opposed to just something you saw someone else selling in another YouTube video. Having a general shop is totally fine. That's a great way to start. That's the kind of common advice, is to throw up any and everything. But I do believe if you would just kind of hone in on something you know really well and that you're passionate about, that you can do a little bit of research on and make sure there's some demand for it, I think you're going to have a lot easier task in getting sales and, again, promoting your items via getting traffic and stuff like that, because you know what the niche is. Now, another reason you might want to give up on print on demand is because the competition is too high. This is a major thing that actually keeps people from starting print on demand. So it could definitely discourage you to the point of just stopping and quitting, but it's one reason that will stop you from doing it. Like, oh, it's already been done. Like, look at this shop. They're already like just killing it. Like, they're already doing it really well. Like, why even try? Again, I understand that there are obviously thousands of people trying to sell the same products in the same niche for the same price, trying to grab the same attention from everybody to make that sale. But I'm reminded of a conversation I had with Martin from Printify, which you can check in the cards up here. I'll link it in the cards and down below, where I was asking him, do you think print-on-demand marketplace is too saturated, or do you think it's going to become too saturated, right? And he just said the pie is big enough for everyone to have a slice. Or in other words, there is enough people in the world, there's enough topics to talk about, there's enough products to make, there's enough designs to make, that there is enough for everyone to make a sale. If that's true, and there is enough people that want this type of product within this specific topic, then how do I make my item, my design, stand out from the competition so that it makes the sale? Well, maybe it's selling the designs that people like on a different product. Now, again, remember back to our previous example where we need to make sure the use case works, right? So we don't want to just throw a design on a product that no one cares about, because it's almost like a wasted listing fee that you're paying for because nobody wants that specific design on that product. But if one shop or seller or whatever is absolutely dominating t-shirts in a specific niche, like self-care, self-help, or mental health or something like that, and they're just absolutely crushing t-shirts, hundreds of listings on t-shirts, then maybe you could also offer t-shirts, but you're also offering custom notebooks with mental health quotes or imagery, stuff like that. And maybe you're also offering designs as stickers or on tote bags, right? So all of those use cases make sense for that topic. It's something that people are passionate about, they care about. So they would want to have stickers on their water bottle or on the back of their phone case. They would want to have maybe a custom titled journal with their name, or maybe just a journal cover in general with motivational quotes on it, or a tote bag that they take out and shop with that they want to have a beautiful quote or an inspiring thing on it. Competition is actually a good thing if you can use it rightly, right? If you can use it to your advantage, because that means that people want the thing or the topic or the design or the item. Competition means that there is demand. So then we need to figure out the right thing to supply. And if you've been watching me for a long time, one of my favorite phrases is success leaves clues. So you need to go and look at where these shops and sellers are being super successful. And then you can replicate that success with your own spin on it. Maybe a different design style for that same niche or space, or everyone has their own flavor and their own twist to bring to the design or the topic. All right, so another reason that you're thinking about quitting print on demand is because it takes too much time to make designs. It takes too much time to upload them, to optimize your listings, to format the listings, to make mock-ups. This is mindset again. I think the false mindset is that it's so easy that everyone can do it. In reality, I think it is so easy that everyone can start doing it, but not easy to keep doing it. So I think that that's the false mindset, is that I'm going to set it up, set it and forget it. It's so easy, but you need to maintain it. You need to nurture it, because print on demand, at least in the beginning, is a lot of work, but it's nowhere near the amount of work if you took the print provider out of the equation. So let's again, mindset. Let's figure this out for a second. So you have your design time, you have your mock-ups that you need to make, right? You have your descriptions that you need to craft, you have your tags that you need to figure out so that Google can serve your listing to someone. Without the print provider as an option, you need to figure out how to screen print or buy a heat press. You need to order your transfers, so that's money. You need to order blanks of all the products that you want to sell, not just shirts. So you got to buy the blanks of all those. Or you can take those 4 away and use a supplier and upload the design to a supplier and sit on stock for a long time, so you could have everything sent to you and let it sit in your garage or your attic. You're not going to do that, right? Unless you're just super passionate about learning screen printing. Your time dedicated to print on demand is exponentially less than if you did not have the print provider working and fulfilling for you. That's obviously why you started it in the first place. And we're not talking about profit margins or what it costs or blah, 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 because you're not spending any money. You're right. So maybe you're not making $20 on a shirt like a retail market would. There's no reason to complain about the pricing that you're making is super low. That's the game, right? You have zero upfront costs, right? But in the essence of time, if they're going to go through and fulfill all of that and do all of the work and ship it to the customer, and if there's an issue, you can easily just ship another one to them, then you can take the time to make good designs, craft good listing descriptions, make some quality mock-ups that someone's going to want to click on. The people that are going to be the most successful are the people who are going to stick with it and also keep designing and keep listing and keep grinding. Those are the winners, right? Again, it's easy for everyone to start doing it. It is not easy for everyone to keep doing print on demand because life happens, right? Maybe you're married and have kids. Maybe you have a 9-to-5 already. It is not easy to keep at it. It's easy to start it. You can start it in a weekend. You could start it this afternoon after watching this video if you want to. It is not easy to keep doing it, right? To keep nurturing it. So that's my encouragement and my advice, is that you have to keep with it. So one great tip I want to give you for increasing your efficiency and your print on demand process is this concept of having days dedicated to each part of the process. One day is going to be your research day, right? And that means that whatever time you're allotting yourself or giving yourself to spend on print on demand, it is spent on research, coming up with ideas for your design that you're going to make on your shop. Lizzie talks about this method in our conversation on Coffee with Kittl. You should check out that video because her process is super clear. She has great tips for how to do the research, how to kind of make a mental mind map, a mind cache, I guess, of like all of these things you see and how to like make designs out of them. So on that day, you're reviewing different listings on Etsy or Amazon, or you're typing in search words on Google, or you're using a search tool like eRank, or you're using maybe Google Trends or whatever else you want to use. Then you're compiling all of that data on which products and designs are selling the best in your niche. Then you can say, how can I be similar but different? Maybe it's this design on another product. Maybe it's a super similar design but with a different flavor, different spin on it. You're just taking notes, right? You're not setting up the expectation that you have to design something that day because it's research day, right? It's print on demand research day or time. And maybe you collect those ideas in a spreadsheet, or maybe you're like me and you just write the notes in your app, on your phone, on your computer. I mean, I literally will just open up a new note and then it's just bullet points. Day 2, that's design day. And Christina talks a lot about this in her video. We did an interview a couple weeks back about her process of, research, design, listing day, all that stuff. So you're going to take all of your notes and your design ideas from research day and you just start making designs, okay? You're going to use Kittl. Maybe you're going to use templates to get started, or maybe you're just making text-based t-shirt designs using our fonts and effects and things like that. But whatever it is, on this day, it's design day, and you're making sure that you have formats for however many products you're going to put this on, right? So you're going to have your t-shirt size, whatever you need for the mug size, and then maybe you take those elements, some elements away, and you make it a sticker design. You get what I mean, right? Because not everything is going to fit one whole thing. This elaborate t-shirt design design might not work for a sticker, but maybe if you take some elements away and you keep the text, you have your sticker design. So, and then on this same design day, you're going to also take care of your mock-ups, right? If you're using something like Etsy, or you have an Amazon Seller Central account, or if you have your own Shopify or another marketplace you're on, right? I'm not talking about Redbubble where you just put the design up and it does it for you. You have no control of mock-ups there. So I'm talking specifically about the marketplaces where you put the mock-up, right? The listing. So on the design day, it's all of those pieces of the design that you need for the product. So then day 3 is listing day. So day 1, research day. Day 2 is design day. Day 3 is listing day. So you've got all your designs, you made all your mock-ups for those designs. It's time to upload those to your print provider, like it's Printful or Printify, and then you select all those products and click. You just send them all to your shop. Then you hop over to your shop, you upload all of those mock-ups that you already have. Maybe you've already crafted a description, you copy and paste. Maybe you already have all your tags that you used a research tool to get. Copy, paste, select, boom, click all of them live, right? So I know that's as intense as I'm going to go with this for speeding up your process because we already have a bunch of videos on this I already referenced. So go check out the Coffee with Kittl playlist. Now, another reason that people will quit print on demand is that it is hard to make good designs, good looking designs. Now, if you've just found this video and you hadn't heard of Kittl yet, it is your lucky day because from now on, you're going to use Kittl for your print on demand designs. Obviously, tools like Photoshop and Illustrator and Affinity Designer are amazing. You can make some seriously cool stuff with them, but that is an additional time that you have to add to your process because now you have to learn how to use those advanced tools. And now you have to find resources and elements and fonts to plug into those tools. So you've got to find the fonts that work with this general aesthetic style. You got to go to Shutterstock or Envato or Adobe's stock library and download elements and all this stuff and upload them back in so that you can use them, right? So you got to buy templates or something like that. So why do all of that when we've already done all of that for you in Kittl? Now, I understand that the design process is difficult if you're not a designer, if you're a starting designer, or if you're just in print on demand as a little side gig, a little side hustle, and maybe you've already tried some design tools that work in your browser online, and maybe you're feeling a little bit limited with those specific tools, like you can't edit the text the way that you want to edit it, or the library seems like it doesn't have any good elements for you to use. Well, again, we've taken the best elements and features from something like Illustrator, the effects and all of those cool features, and we've made them easier for you to use so you still have that very professional and complex look to your design without needing to be a professional designer, and not to mention AI. Now, we already have Kittl AI that's embedded in our editor, but there are so many other great AI tools like Midjourney or Leonardo. Like, these tools will make stunning artwork and stunning graphics for you for your print-on-demand products. Like, you don't need to be an amazing graphic designer to make amazing design. You just have to be smart about what it is you're going to make and who you're going to sell it to. And then you replicate that process again and again using Kittl because it's going to help you be super fast and super efficient. And even if you're thinking like, all of that's fine and good, but I really don't want to use AI, like I want to be able to make something that looks good, that I created, well, you're also in luck because we just launched a graphic design principles course on YouTube. You can go check out on our channel. And we have so many other courses, over 10 courses in the works right now, where we're going to teach you how to become an excellent designer, right? If that is the route that you want to take, understanding design concepts, making things that are a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more complex, that follow great graphic design rules, we have that for you too. This whole concept of designs being too hard to create should be eradicated from your mind. There are too many tools, too many resources, too many YouTube videos for you not to be able to make something that someone wants to buy in print on demand. Now let's tackle the last reason that you would quit print on demand, and arguably the biggest is that your shop gets taken down, or you keep getting listings that are flagged and taken down, or maybe you applied to something like Amazon merch and you got denied and you keep getting getting denied. Now, let me tell you from my experience that I feel you and I understand firsthand what this is like. I have been denied from Amazon merch. I have had listings flagged on Redbubble and TeePublic and Etsy. And my second week listing on Etsy, they suspended my entire account. One Monday, I logged in and boom, big red banner that says your account has been suspended. Like, it was gone. The shop was gone. Like, you can't find it on Etsy anymore. And come to find out, it's like Etsy claims that I hadn't been paying for the listings for like over 2 months or something, right? The 20-cent listing fees, even though I had auto billing checked on. And I even took a screenshot of it when I first selected it because I'm very, tedious in that regard. This wasn't even my mistake, and it took over a week of submitting a ticket every single day, submitting a support email every single day for over a week for them to get them to lift the suspension. I've even had listings taken down across shops that I drew myself, like literally in Procreate, like I drew from scratch a design and had it taken down. So trust me when I say that I understand how discouraging and painful it is to have your shop and your listings taken down. But even though something like this happens, it doesn't mean that the print-on-demand method is broken. It doesn't mean that you still can't make money with print-on-demand. It just means that you got served a nasty punch, a nasty hurdle that you have to jump over to get to the other side. And if appealing your Etsy shop doesn't work, make a new one. If your listings get taken down, try the same design with a different element. Make sure you're not using a trademarked phrase or a trademarked design, or you're not referencing a trademarked design like from Disney or whatever. If you're on one print-on-demand shop, when you have some time, try to be on several so that if one gets taken down, you have a couple other to rely on. Maybe you want to have a personal shop as well. Maybe you open up a Shopify or a Squarespace or a Weebly or whatever where you can just, again, submit all of the same print-on-demand products to that, because worst comes to worst, your Etsy shop or Amazon or whatever gets shut down, you still have your personal site that you can send links to your friends and your family. You can link from your social, you can link from your Pinterest, whatever. You still have that personal shop. So it could be a good idea. And one super important thing that Travis from the Print on Demand podcast that was on a couple weeks ago, he was mentioning, was that you need to get organized as fast as possible. Really organized, really fast, because you want to make sure that you're saving all of your design files, all of your mock-ups nice and neatly in one place, because we have heard way too many horror stories of someone having a shop taken down only to come to find out that they just didn't really save or do a good job saving all of their designs and their assets and everything, and they're just scattered across folders and desktop files, hundreds of listings lost. How quickly can you have a shop get taken down to then open it back up again with all of your stuff intact? So it makes it even more difficult to set up and replicate another shop if you don't have all of your design assets together, right? So get organized. If you need to make a spreadsheet of all your designs, that's one way to do it. At the bare minimum, at least have like a folder that says print on demand products, and in that folder you have all of the designs. Like, at least have something. You could certainly just decide to stop if your shop gets taken down, and you could say, I'm done with print on demand, it's too risky, or it's too random, or it doesn't work. And that would just be incorrect, because there are tons of people making thousands of dollars a month with print on demand, and the ability is there. And just because your shop got taken down doesn't mean it was the only one. This is happening a lot. Marketplaces are getting more strict with what you're allowed to list, what you're allowed to say, what you're allowed to reference, and you just have to roll with the punches and get back up when something happens like that. You can't take the one time as the massive end-all be-all discouragement. It'll just happen again. There's no point. I'm just going to stop. Now, all 5 of these reasons that people would want to quit print on demand fall under the umbrella of the virtue of patience. How patient can you wait for success to happen? How patient can you be making designs, listing products, posting on social media consistently, waiting for something to happen? A ton of this game is mindset, and the winners all have patience and persistence. So if you've been struggling with print on demand, I encourage you to keep at it and let us at Kittl help you with that journey, with the design process using Kittl, with videos like this on YouTube. Go find our collaborators and find them on YouTube. YouTube and watch their videos. Join us in the Discord, ask us questions. There's a ton of knowledge for you to make this whole process easier. One of my favorite phrases we use in the music world is don't give up before the magic happens. Now that magic might come next Friday. It might come 3 months from now. It may take a year. I don't know. But if you're passionate enough about something and working hard at it, the magic will come, and I've seen it happen. So don't give up. Keep at it. You can do it. And if no one has told you this lately, hear it from me and the rest of us at Kittl. I believe in you. You can do it. Now, I hope this video was helpful for you. And if it was, do me a major favor and hit the thumbs up button. And it would mean the world if you subscribe to Kittl so you don't miss any upcoming videos just like this. And let me know in the comments if there are other topics like this related to print on demand that you want me to talk about. If there was one of these specific things you want me to dive deeper into, please let me know in the comments and I'll get started on another video for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.